Hi, so this is part 2 of making these booklets, these cute little booklets out of a playing card and an index card. And I had stopped on the part where I was thinking about adding a little color because his telephone just looked so lonely, and I was trying to decide what colors that would go. So I'm just going to test it. I'm going to try this. Here's what my fired brick distress ink looked like. And now I'm going to try the aged mahogany. Let's see. And I all want it to kind of coincide because I can use this on the front with the colors in her dress. Actually, either one of these would do. I think I'm actually going to use the fired brick. So I'm actually going to take a medium-sized paddle brush and swirl it around in the ink here. And I think I just want to kind of give this just a little touch of brush over of color just to kind of highlight that this little stamp is on here. Okay, and maybe get the smaller brush that I have, and maybe just go around the edges a little bit, because I did ink this in black soot, but I may want to add a little bit of this color and draw in, maybe do a little bit, hue a little bit more, kind of frame in the book to add a little bit more of a color besides just the brown and black. So you are doing this with me, so you don't have to do this. You don't have to ink these. You could use makeup, different colors makeups if you wanted to add some color. That is has actually been done. If you don't have all the inks, you could color on these with colored pencils or gelatos, or just pretty much, you know, whatever it is to give it some color. But I'm just going to do like that. And before I do any more to the front, I'm going to go ahead and glue my card down because I'm ready, because I've done my stamping on the back. So let's see. I'm going to put my tools aside, grab my glue stick, my Scotch Create glue stick, and make sure I get all the edges of my card. And now that I have glue on this part of the mat, I say the mat, the catalog, this catalog page, I'm going to tear that out. And, oh, I have just so much stuff all over my desk. Let me see if I can back you out any. Nope. Well, maybe I can. Just a mess of stuff I've just pulled out to do this. So, let's see. That's okay. That's part of crafting. All part of crafting. It's not fun if you don't make a mess, right? Okay, so I'm going to put her down, and I'm going to put her not quite center because I do want to put an edge over here of some trim or lace or something that I decide. I haven't, like I said, we're going along for the decoration part of this together. So here's where I put my card, and so I'll have room here to put the trim. She's a little bit closer to this side of the card where I open it up. Okay, so she's down now, and this Scotch Create glue stick does stick you have a few minutes to migrate with it, but pretty much it doesn't ooze all out the side. It's pretty much where you put it is where it stays, and I love that part about this glue. So I've kind of done some hue on the back a little bit and some little just highlights, and I think I'm going to add a little bit more highlights around the edges here. Maybe just a little brush across the top. These small brushes like this, you can find them on Amazon. They are just so awesome just for different things, and you can practice with them you know, just on paper until you kind of figure out how the shape does. I'm going to cover this up so I don't need to do that part. But just to see how the different shapes from the different size brushes do. Like if I wanted to cover a larger portion, like I said, if I had wanted to cover this with maybe to get it the coffee color or a color that I wanted, just a solid color. Actually, I'll show you that real quick. This big one works great. Let's see. let's just say I didn't want a coffee dye, but I just wanted to take some ink. I have gathered twigs, but let me grab my handy, but I'm gonna grab Vintage Photo. Vintage Photo, here we go. It's a nice, almost like a coffee color. And I could just take this and just rub it over my page, or not my page, but my index card, or a page, if you wanted to do this with pages. And pretty much you may get a few marks where you go down on your card, the thing goes down like that, but if you touch it lighter like this, it doesn't tend to come off initially as much where you put the ink. But it's okay, because you can just do down like that several times and it just starts to look normal on the card. And once the more ink you get on it, those don't show up as much. But this is a nice way that you can, instead of coffee dyeing your index cards, you can just color them with the distress inks. I don't like to use the oxides as much for covering areas like this, because they tend to not to dry as quickly as the distress inks, and they come off more. And also too, the way that they sit on the paper, they kind of sit more on the paper, whereas the distress inks tend to absorb into the papers quickly and they dry faster. So see, here I have this card I've taken from this to this, and this is this versus like a coffee dye, but you could continue to put ink on this and get it darker, or use a different or a darker ink if you want. Okay, okay, now I've gone all sidetracked on this, but that's okay. I just wanted to share that with you if you did not know already. Okay, so I have made such a mess. I'm having trouble finding things now. Okay, so I think I need a little bit more here. I'm gonna go a little off subject, but that's okay. But that's so pretty. See how it adds a little bit more color to kind of draw in the colors with the card into this. Now, I am also going to, I think I may use a little bit of gilding paste on this. Hold on just a second. I have this pint art. It can be kind of hard to find, but you should be able to find it on Amazon. I actually ordered this one from, I don't know what website, but it ended up coming from Hungary, and I believe I think it's Hungary. That may be where it's made. Let me see if I see let's see if we see. It probably says it somewhere on here. Well, that says, yeah, there's Budapest. Oh, there's Hungary. Can you see that? But anyway, it has a good smell. It has orange oil as a base in this particular color. This one is gold. I also have some others in bronze, but I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm just going to put it on the top. This just adds, I mean, you can do whatever. You don't have to do exactly like what I'm doing, but I think this just adds a little bit of a pretty, like, elegant touch to my booklet. So I'm just gonna kind of do like this. This is this gilding or antique paste, as this one's called. It kind of feels very creamy, almost like a lipstick, but got it on parts I didn't intend. Okay, that's okay though. All right, so now I have a little bit more of a little bit more elegance here. I did not want to get that on my card. Let's see if I can get that to rub off. Okay, yeah. Okay, maybe just a little on the back, just to kind of go. Maybe not as much as I did on the front, but maybe just a little around the edges and the top. This stuff, will kind of smear for a few minutes, so be careful. If you put a lot on there, if you put just a little bit, it pretty much will just stay in place, but it will smear. Okay, will smear if you put a lot and you're not really careful. Okay, so here's this. You can see that kind of adds a little bit of bling edge, so to speak. Okay, so now we are ready to decorate this lady. Let me get something, a sip of my soda. Okay, I think I'm going to pick out what kind of trim I want. And I've been sitting here thinking, I have different kinds of trim, but these other ones, I layered actually some trim on top of this lace. This one I used some lace and I layered another smaller piece of trim here. This one just had some frilly lace on it, and I did not wrap it around the whole thing. This one I did wrap it around the whole thing because it was a little bit wider, so it just depends on the width of the trim. You know, it can be a little bit wider, and just make sure you center it in the front and back so it's equal if you want that whole equal thing. I've been sitting here thinking, and I have some black. This is some black decorative trim. Here's this. I believe I got this at Hobby Lobby, Merchant 41, and it's $3.99. It's polyester, and you get 2 yards of it. It's 3/8 of an inch, but I love it when about once every 3 or 4 weeks, Hobby Lobby will put their trims on 50%, and you can tell when they do. And you can tell if when they do, you can tell if I've been there. Because around here, I will clean certain sections out. That's pretty. I think I'm going to just do that, and I'm going to use Fabrifix. So Fabrifix, I have mine in a Sugar Bell icing, sweet Sugar Bell icing piping bottle, but this stuff is like hot glue that is not hot. It's a clear silicone glue, and it will do fabric to fabric, fabric to paper, and paper to paper. Here's what it looks like. It's made by Beacon. Sometimes it's called Fabri-Tac, but this is the permanent adhesive glue, and I'm going to use this to put my trim on. And let's see, I'm going to just run it along the edge here. And then I'm just going to lay this how I want it. Let's see. That's the back. That's the back. All right, here's the front. All right. Just gonna kind of lay it down. I haven't cut it off yet because I didn't want to not have enough or cut it too short. You can pre-cut if you want. And try not to get glue like I just did all over the place, because this glue will show on, it will show kind of glossy on your paper and fabric. Okay, so got where I want it. I'm gonna grab these cool little things. I say I'm gonna grab them. Where are you, little snippets? Okay, I think my snippets will be hiding. I just had those. There they are. Here we go. Grab my snippet scissors. These are made by Fiskars, and I'm just gonna trim it off there. And I have a clean, I love this because it just goes straight flush. It just, look how it just cut it off right where I wanted it. Okay, so now I have this, and I may want to do a few little more things to her. I love broken jewelry. You can use broken jewelry, you can use just like this one I didn't use anything on this one. I just used some liquid pearls. On this one I used some broken jewelry. You can use flat back pearls if you want. You can just leave it if you want to, but I think I want to add a little bit something. There's so many different things you can do to these. So let's see, what do I have? Like I said, I did not plan this. This is decorating. You are decorating as I am decorating. Like I'm thinking about this live. So let's see. Go to my broken jewelry. I have some little pieces here in a bag. Maybe I kind of want to be like, put a little thing like I did on the other one. It looks kind of like a little door, like, open me up, open me up. Maybe not. Let's see. Maybe a little, no, that's too big. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I have some charms. Little charms I think I brought over here. Here's some of these. Some of the smaller ones, oh, those are screws, okay. Some of the smaller ones are here. Let's see what I have. I guess I can move this out of the way. I don't think I'm gluing, I may be gluing a few more things, but not making that big of a mess. Let's see. Ooh, that's cute. That's really kind of elegant. That's a little big. Let's see what else. That's a little too much, in my opinion. But I do kind of like this leaf here for some reason. Would that be too much? Probably not, but it has this thing on it, so I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. You could have just left it with this little hole in it, but I think I am going to take my jewelry pliers. Them. Hold on. Thank you for being patient with me. Yes, okay. I have these jewelry pliers and I can just snip this part off. I say I can. These are supposed to cut. Yeah, okay. Okay, there we go. Put that little end off. There we go. And now I don't have the round thing in there anymore, so I'm gonna grab my Fabrifix and put this on the back of this. Well, now I see this, I kind of like this. Maybe these leaves were a little too big. Can't make up my mind. Kind of like that. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. Change my mind. Change of plans. It happens. Live on camera. But we're here just having fun together. I hope you're having fun. I hope that you're enjoying watching these videos I'm making on using up playing cards and index cards. I'm really working on trying a series of these, and if you like this series, just like and subscribe, and you'll get notified when I make these videos using playing cards and or index cards. And my Fabrifixes, I didn't leave it stored like I should have, and so I had to wait a few minutes or a few seconds for it to come down. So I'm just going to put my glue on here. It was out of frame. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put it here in the corner. Okay, and I'm going to let that dry. I think I'm going to grab some liquid pearls that I have. Oh, actually, I have some Nuvo drops, some Nuvo crystal drops, and this is just, let's see if you can see that, ebony black. I think I'm going to, before I put these on, I need to put something on the middle, or the inside page cover. Let's see. I used this sticker before. I think I'll use another sticker. I've really drug this video out a little bit longer than I wanted to. Okay, well, I have these ladies. I have these washi stickers with ladies on them. I haven't used these yet. But they kind of have the little Victorian ladies on them, and since I have a lady on the front, maybe that would be nice on the inside. They look like stamps. Oh, I like her. Let's see. Okay. There's other ones as well. There's this lady. I think I will, I don't know which one I want to go with. Okay, make up your mind, make up your mind. Okay, I think I'm going to go with, what does the lady on the front look like again? Really neither of these, but that's okay. I think I'm just going to go with this one and like the colors. Okay, so now we get to see me with my gluey fingers and dirty fingernails. My fingernails are not dirty, by the way. I've been coffee dyeing and inking things, so these are craft hands. I do wash my hands, people. Okay. Trying to separate these. I know some people say take a piece of tape and put it on the back and pull it off, but usually if I just kind of bend them a little bit, they'll just come off. But of course, I just like, oh, she's on camera, let's make it hard to come off. And I almost had it. Come off. Come off, come off. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take this washi sticker. I could have stamped in here. I could have left it plain. I'm going to kind of angle it to give it a little bit more of an... no, I put her... Okay, there. A little to the side there. Okay, and there she is. You can do something to the back if you want, but for time purposes, I'm not going to do that right now. I might have wanted to put her up a little bit more, but that's okay. All right, so now I'm going to go back to the front, and the last thing I'm going to do is put on my Nuvo drops. I also I have not played with my new stickles. I have stickles by Ranger as well. I have not played with those, and they have gold glitter in them, and she's just so glamorous. I might try to use that in here too. Let's see, I'm gonna put a little dot. Of course that's gonna come out and do that to me. Put kind of a little dot in the middle here. It's kind of a way of saying like I open. So maybe I could have put that up a little bit higher. Let's see, my stickles. I have not used these yet. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to put maybe a little smaller stickle. Try to on either side. It's my first time using this bottle of this. So let's see. I used liquid pearls before. Okay. There we go. We have that. And maybe I want to do a little something to the bottom. Let's see. Maybe put another little Nuvo drop here. Oh, you can't even see me doing this. Here you go. A little Nuvo drop here. Down, up. Okay, come on. Down, up. And maybe I want to make that a little bit bigger because I think I'm going to put 2 on the side of the other color again. Something about 3s just kind of seems to give it like a balanced look, and too much of that came out. I'm going to try to get that off really quick. Okay. And then I smeared my Nuvo drop. This is just all over the place. That's okay. That's okay. It happens. Come off. Sometimes you can work with these. Okay, good. Kind of blends in with the black on that I inked it with anyway, so that's great. All right, okay, here we go. And this is what I'm going to leave it with, as my hands are, I don't mind my hands getting like this. I hope you don't mind yours getting like that either, because this will get you kind of messy if you do this the way I did. Okay, so here we go. We have this card, and trying not to touch all these drops and stuff. Here's the inside, and here's the back. and almost did it. Almost did it. Almost put my hand in it, or finger in it. Kind of did. That's okay. All right, so we have this one, and we have the one that the prototype. Move them up a little bit. Prototype. Here's the little boy. Okay, and I don't have room really to put the little girl in here, but I'll try to squeeze them all in here. All right, there we go. So here's the one that we made. Here are the ones that I had before. And you can do so many different things with these. So if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe if you want to see more adventures with the index cards and playing cards. And I'm going to be doing more videos using those things. And I'm going to do other videos I have planned as well. So please join me if you like this, and take care and have a great afternoon and happy crafting. Bye-bye.